we hop on over to the In My Own Words hotline where we pick up former Auburn running back Brad Lester, who played from 2004 to '08, a native Georgian. Brad, what's going on, man? Happy to have you join us.
Thank you. Everything's going good. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Happy to have you on to talk some Najee Harris here. And, Brad, this season coming up here, Harris has he's got a lot of goals on his mind, a lot of individual goals, trying to be a 1,000-yard back again, of course, trying to be a, first-round draft pick. But in talking with you, last week, you're trying to get his speed and his explosiveness in order. Just talk about the importance of making sure Najee has that speed to make him difficult to tackle this upcoming season.
I'm going to be honest. When you look at Najee, he really already has all the tools that, any college program or NFL program would want. Just the fact that he wants to get better than what he already is, it says a lot about him. And it's been a former competitor myself. I told him, I said, the biggest thing, right now over the next year, just making good decisions, staying healthy, obviously keep training the way we're training. But, just making sure you take care of yourself and put yourself in good situations.
Now, of course, you were a former running back at Auburn. You ran the ball tough in between the tackles. You were able to have the speed, hitting the open field. You brought a lot of things to those Tiger teams from 2004 to '08. So when you look at Harris, what in particular about his game, what are some of the qualities in his game that you really, really like upon just watching him?
I really like how he finishes his runs. And then, also when he gets in one-on-one situations, he puts safeties and defensive backs in a bad situation where, he's pretty hard to tackle. Like I said before, he's everything you'll want in a collegiate running back or NFL running back. Even, just his spirit, you watch him even after, he don't have a good play. He's always in good spirits. You don't really never see him complain much. Just a all-around great athlete and a great guy.
Folks, if you're just tuning in to the show, we got former Auburn running back Brad Lester on the line here, who played from 2004 to '08 for the Tigers. He's been currently training Alabama running back Najee Harris throughout the summer, getting him ready for his senior season. And, Brad, when I spoke to you, I talked about a lot of, is it more of just being able to have Najee be more of a one-cut go, be more decisive in his decision-making of which hole to hit or bounce to the outside? Or is it just, making him just a full-on, complete package back? Like, what are some of the drills that you've been putting Najee through?
What we're doing is really just that first step of explosion, which comes from, just explosive steps, power cleans, hand cleans, different drills that simulate exploding out on that first step. If you look at him, he's already an explosive back. He's already a good back. But it is small things that he can work on, and that's, his initial takeoff. The biggest thing that I did see that I had told him that I think he should work on is pad level, which he's a bigger back. So, in a perfect world, it's kind of hard for him to stay as low as we want, but that's the biggest thing that I have seen with him. And I told him, I said, that's just a mindset thing of practicing and making it a habit of, getting below, getting your pass down lower and especially when you're one-on-one with DBs. He's already strong and finishes runs, but imagine if he does it, with a better pad level and, using his technique at a better rate.
Now, of course, you're doing this with him on the field, but of course, in the weight room, he's got the sports performance team of Dr. Matt Ray and Coach David Ballou, and they do a lot of things. They specialize in a lot of things in terms of weight training, conditioning, flexibility, and speed stuff as well. So, how much of what you are doing on the field, as far as making sure he's explosive in the cut, he's explosive in space, he's explosive in between the tackles, he's aggressive. How much of that on the field will you think will translate to him, in the weight room once he gets even more time with the sports performance staff?
Well, when we start on Monday, when he gets back to Atlanta, we're actually doing full out. He's going to be at my facility in Atlanta, so we're going to be weight room and speed performance in the morning, and in the afternoons will be specific skill work. I don't know how much you know. So I actually majored in kinesiology. So my background is in the same as some of the other college coaches and people in that industry. I have a 4-year degree in it. I've worked with several college and NFL running backs before. Actually, Alvin Kamara, he went to Alabama at one point. He works for me as well. So this is something that I do on an everyday basis. My actual biggest strengths are getting guys gains out in the weight room and translating it over to the field. And that's just my personal opinion for is me being in the industry. I get very creative in the weight room. I do a lot of single leg balance, single leg strengthening work. If you think about when you're running, 9 times out of 10, you're usually always on one leg. So I always work a lot of single leg stuff and bouncing out both legs and make sure both sides are, equally as strong, working being explosive. At this point of the year, we're going to work more on, media weight, getting their weight explosive. We're not going to be as heavy in the weight room. If I had them earlier in the year, we would have left really heavy earlier in the year. But this time of year, we're really just working on being explosive with the weight, working on this balance, single leg strength, position work, making sure everything's in pat for the season. Like I told them as well, it's going to be a big year because a lot of guys really have not been working. So the guys that are really putting in work and doing what they're supposed to do this off season, they're going to see the benefits when it comes to August, September.
Do you have to say anything to really sort of get him going? Because I know Najee has been, a second-team preseason All-American for a couple of these national lists. I know he's got, like I mentioned, all of his goals, team goals, individual goals right there in front of him. But has there been a moment where you kind of had to say something to him to get him going, or can you just tell the moment he walks in, he's locked in?
Not at all. He's a locked in, focused kid. I mean, and that's a great thing. You don't get a lot of players like that. Like we literally he just finished texting me 20 minutes before we got on the phone. Just trying to confirm the schedule for next week. He wants to know detail. He wants to know what we're doing, what time we're going to be doing it. And you don't get that from a lot of guys. A lot of them are just like, just text me the day before and let me know what time. He's a detailed person. He's real focused on his classwork too, because he told me, he said, hey, from 12 to 2, I got tutoring. He said, and we had meetings with our position coach, via Zoom from 2 to 3. That shows his responsibility and just his maturity and where he is.
If you're just tuning into the show, ladies and gentlemen, we got former Auburn running back Brad Lester on the line, who played for the Tigers from 2004 to 2008, talking about the training regimen he's been going through with Alabama running back Najee Harris, preparing for this upcoming season. Brad, what would be the biggest advice you would give to a young player who's trying to pursue, the NFL draft or trying to pursue the pro ranks, whether that player is coming from Alabama or anywhere in college football? What would be the biggest advice you would give to a young guy trying to prepare himself for the next level, for the pros?
To be honest, I'm very honest with players on, stuff that I dealt with and things that didn't work for me and things that did work for me. But the biggest thing I always say is keep yourself small. Keep your faith. Stay injury free. Just go to football practice, go to class, go home, get ready for it each Saturday, and just make sure that that's your routine every week. Because at the end of the day, you're seeing year 6 months out of the year, no, less than that, 4 to 5 months out of the year, it can set you up to, you and your family for the rest of your life. And I try to keep those guys focused on that goal of, hey, you got to do this to make sure you take care of your family, take care of yourself, set yourself up to be, in a good position for the next 15, 20 years. And he's in that situation where he can do that for himself.
I know he's got his own expectations, but if you had a couple of goals or expectations that you would like to see, Harris meet this year, what would be those coming from you?
I'm a high expectation guy. I want to see him and expect to see him over 1,500 yards rushing. I would expect them to see him in New York for the Heisman candidate trophy. And I would expect him to see him walk across the stage and be a first rounder. I always say let's set the bars high. You got to speak those things into existence. And if you don't think you can do it, who else is going to think you can do it? And that's a big thing that I always preach to these guys. Like, hey man, if you don't believe in yourself, who else is? So, that I always try to set the bar for them. I try to give them that confidence, that, to believe that they already know what they can do. And it just go from there.
1,500 yards, getting that Heisman Trophy, and becoming a first rounder. Some of those expectations that one Brad Lester has for Najee Harris as he joins us live here on the phone line. Former Auburn running back playing from 2004 to 08. Brad, we appreciate you taking time out of your Monday to spend with us to talk some Najee Harris and your training with him. Continue to stay safe, man. Be good out there.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. You guys have a good day.
Awesome. Get a chance to talk to one Brad Lester, former Auburn running back. It's going to be awesome to see Najee Harris this year. Can he hit that 1,500-yard expectation? Can he be one of the guys in New York for the Heisman Trophy? And then most importantly, can he be a first-round pick? All of these were reasons why he chose to come back and spend his senior season with the Tide. But we take another break here on the show. But upon our return, it's back on you, Tide Nation. Are you ready to talk football with your man? We're going to talk at some Alabama football, getting some dialogue, some questions, some tweets, some chats. Still got that trivia going. The 3 jersey numbers that Derrick Henry wore in his career at Alabama. Still looking for those 3 jersey numbers. You got them? You win a great prize. But we touch it up after this.
T-Town Menswear in the University Mall in Tuscaloosa. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.